This is Houston Newsmakers with Cambrell Marshall.
December 10th, International Human Rights Day, a time to pause and observe the international declaration that everyone is entitled to their inalienable rights as a human being in this world. Also, it's a time to recognize that there are places in our world that don't recognize that fact. The Holocaust Museum Houston is committed to make sure we don't forget and that we need to always have the facts available to us. They have something very special to offer this week. Joining me this morning to talk about the free opportunity for all is Dr. Kelly Zuniga, the CEO of the Holocaust Museum Houston. Good morning to you, Kelly. It's good to see you again.
Good to see you.
This International Human Rights Day, tell us what that's all about and why the museum is doing what it's doing.
Well, it's really, really important from the standpoint of people understanding the significance of this day. And it is important because it is the day that the United Nations Universal Declaration of Human Rights was actually signed in 1946. And so that was a very, very important document. In fact, it's the most highly translated document in the world, which outlined our basic human rights. So we actually educate people when they go through the Human Rights exhibition all about its history and how it came about. And so it's a very, very important day, and it has a direct tie to our Mandela exhibition as well.
Mm-hmm. You know, it takes support to make this sort of thing happen. You've obviously gotten that. It's starting the Lester and Sue Smith donation to fund the Human Rights Gallery in the first place. What do you hope people will take away from that as lessons when they come and take part in the exhibit relating to human rights?
I think the most important lesson is, first of all, learning from other exemplars like Mandela, how, through persistence and a passion, you can make a difference in our world and support and also defend your own human rights. So learning that background and also learning from the stories of these leaders, human rights leaders, and what they accomplished is quite interesting from a background standpoint, but it's also very, very inspiring and interesting to learn about.
You know, you talked about that for a second, but one of the more well-known people as an example of struggles for freedom is Nelson Mandela. And you have a presentation there. It's called Mandela Struggle for Freedom. It's in its United States premiere at your museum. How special is that, and what will visitors be able to experience to get a sense of the struggles he went through? 27 years in prison before making history of a different sort. What do you think people will take away from that experience?
Well, the fact, first of all, absolutely remarkable individual. And to learn about the history that was framed during the time he was growing up and how he became the human rights leader that he was, and ultimately virtually changed the world and their perception of South Africa and establishing the first presidency, winning that presidency, and then forming a brand new constitution. As a matter of fact, the South African new constitution, after he was elected, came to its signing on International Human Rights Day.
Wow,
that was a very, very important message that Mandela wished to convey. But it's a fabulous exhibition. We're very, very proud to have this at our museum, especially being the U.S. premiere, and offering our community the ability to learn about Mandela and learn from his lessons.
How do these kinds of exhibits, the International Human Rights Day, Mandela, how do they fit into the mission of the Holocaust Museum Houston?
Well, I think it's very, very important for the perception that, of course, when the Holocaust ended, there was a outcry for the world to realize that this should never happen again. And that was the beginning of the human rights movement. So as a result, our museum has, in the new building that we opened about a year and a half ago, has installed a permanent exhibition about the history of human rights. And so it's very important for us to teach individuals their human rights, but also the importance of protecting those human rights and teaching those stories that go along with it.
What kind of precautions are you taking now in this era of pandemic there at the museum?
We're a very clean space, and of course, you are required to wear a mask, and we have a 75% occupancy rating for the museum. So we have a very, very large space. We're 59,000 square feet, and so there is plenty of room to walk around freely, and I know you'll feel comfortable. We also, on our Human Rights Day on December 10th, we were requiring time ticketing. And so please go to hmh.org RSVP Mandela and go ahead and register for your time so that we can control the number of people within the museum.
Outstanding, outstanding. Thank you so much for what you do. The museum is an amazing place. If you haven't been there, you have to go and visit. Go to the website and get that information. Dr. Kelly Zuniga, thank you so much for what you're doing. Good luck next week and beyond. I'll put the contact information on the Newsmakers page on click2houston.com. Thank you so much.
Great. And thank you. I also wanted to mention that HEB is our sponsor on this Saturday. And for the first 200 folks that come through the door, they get a really nice tote bag with lots of interesting items inside of it. So come to the museum. We're looking forward to seeing you.
Good. Free HEB stuff. Can't miss that. Thank you, Kelly. Appreciate it.